Hello guys, welcome back to class. In this session, we will continue the remaining literals. What are the literals we completed in the previous session? What are the literals we completed in the previous session, guys? So we have completed boolean literals, character literals, and string literals. Very good. So next is the integer literals. Integer literals. So integer literals can be assigned to any of the integer data types. So what are the integer data types we have? These integer literals can be assigned to integer data types. How many integer data types we have? There is a byte, which takes only 1 byte. Short takes 2 bytes. Int takes 4 bytes. And long takes 8 bytes. So depending on the size of your literal, suppose you are storing the number 50. Your literal is the small literal. 50 means it is in the byte range. You can choose the byte. You are storing 500. So it is beyond a byte range. So I think we can accommodate in the short. You are keeping the value as 50,000. Which data type I can use for 50,000, guys? Which data type I can use for 50,000? Which data type? 50,000. You can go for integer, Manasa. Integer takes that. Beyond integer means 214 crores. We have seen that, right? 214 crores. Beyond 214 crores. More than 214 crores. 214 crores. If any number is there, then it is a beyond integer. Go for long. Okay? Otherwise, integer is more. This is 50,000 means beyond the short. The ranges you have to remember it. Anyway, we'll study now more. So we have 4 types given for integers: byte, short, int, long. Depending on the size of your data or the size of your literal, you can choose the respective data type. And these are all signed or unsigned. These are all signed or unsigned, guys. These are all signed or unsigned. All are signed. Oh, some 2 I am seeing, Srinivasulu and Devi. These are signed. Only one data type is there in Java, that is unsigned. Only one data type that is unsigned is char. Other than char, everything is signed only. Very good. These are all signed, guys. These are all signed. All are signed, which stores positive and negative numbers. And another very important, remember that among these 4, integer is considered as a default. This is the default. Integer is the default of all the literals. 4 data types are there. Among 4 data types, byte, short, int, long. Compiler will consider integer as default. Remember this line, very, very important. Compiler will consider int as a default. Int as a default. How and why? I'll show you many use cases on the way. Right? Now, integer literals, again, there are 4 ways to represent. 4 types of integer literals. 4 types of integer literals. Number 1, decimal integer literal. These are actually four for the four different number systems, guys. Decimal and octal integer literal, hexadecimal integer literal, IL means integer literal. And last you can say, what was the last? Binary integer literal. Binary. And you know the fact, you know the basic maths, right? Any number, we are talking about integers, right? We are talking about integers. Integer can be represented in the decimal, integer can be represented in the octal, integer number can be represented in the hexadecimal, integer can be represented in the binary, right? These four number systems you can use in Java also to represent your integer number. Clear? How to represent integer number in Java? Integer number or integer value or integer literal can be represented in four ways: decimal, hexadecimal, octal, and binary. All four ways we can use to represent. Then how to represent all this? We just see number systems one time. So we have decimal, NS I am writing shortly. Decimal number system, octal number system, hexadecimal number system, and number 4, binary number system. These four number systems, you know. What is the base of decimal number system, guys? What is the base of decimal number system? Base or radix is, base you call or radix is 10. And here the base is, octal base is 8, hexadecimal base is 16, and binary base is very simple, it is just 2. What is the meaning of base? What is the meaning of base? Base means what? Was that number equivalent? Y10, Y2, Y8, Y16? What it means? Number of digits allowed in that number system, right? Base means number of digits allowed in that number system. How many digits allowed in the number system? That is represented by the base. For example, you take the binary, guys. In binary, base we are telling as 2. It means only 2 digits allowed. Only 2 digits allowed to frame the binary numbers. What are 2 digits allowed? You can use 0 and 1 only. That's it. And take the decimal. Decimal 10 means 10 allowed. What are 10? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. 0 to 9. Only 10 allowed. Octal 8. 8 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only. 0 to 7 only. Total of 8 digits allowed. Hexadecimal 16, 0 to 9, 10, then A, B, C, D, E, F. This ABCD you can write as a small or capital, no problem. Total of 16 allowed. 16 allowed. Right? So 4 number systems. What is the base we understand? What are the digits allowed we understand? Now, you are declaring a variable in Java called integer. Int you are declaring. Int A equals to, I am writing 101, guys. Now this 101 is allowed in all the number systems, right? I am framing 3 digits, 101. This is allowed in all the number systems. Now, how to recognize whether the number is written in int b equals to 101, int c equals to 101, whether 101 allowed in all the number systems or not, guys? This is allowed in all the number systems, right? Now, how your compiler will understand? If I say 101, if I say 101, 101 is allowed in the decimal number system, 101 is allowed in the octal number system, 101 is allowed in the hexadecimal number system, 101 is allowed in the binary number system also. Then how compiler has to understand whether it is a binary or whether it is octal or it is hexadecimal or it is decimal, how to understand this 101 is what? Tell me how. So some symbolic representation is required. Some differentiation is required, right? The differentiation they given in terms of syntax. Number one, in the case of decimal numbers, guys, you write whatever you want, you write. That will be considered as a default decimal only. When you are writing octal, you have to give a hint to compiler, say this is the octal. All octal numbers has to start with 0. If a number starts with 0, that will be considered as octal integer literal. This is octal integer literal. If number starts with 0x, x can be capital or small, no problem, your wish. 0x101, this will be considered as hexadecimal integer literal. And if you write 0b, 0b, it is not OB, it is not OX, 0x, 0b, and only 0. If any number starts with 0b, again a b can be small or capital, no problem. X can be small or capital, no problem. If any integer number, any number starts with 0b, it is the binary integer literal. Any number starts with 0x, that is called as hexadecimal integer literal. Any number starts with 0, that is called as octal integer literal. Number not starting with 0 is a decimal. So is that clear how to represent all of this? Now small test for you. Okay, anyway, we'll do the labs now. So you got the 4 types of integer literals, right? We'll play with this now. That is a base concept we understand, right? Base concept we understand. On these variations, what other key points remember? That we'll end with various experiments. Go to our batch B2 Core Java M2 part 2. So we are at part 2. Previously lab 41 completed, right? Done. So first we'll start with the one by one. Decimal number system, I'll quickly revise about this. So each one we'll see now. So first about decimal number system. So as we know, base is 10. So 10 digits allowed. 10 digits allowed. How to represent? Int x equals to, you write 1, 2, 3. Can I write 1, 2, 3? Yes. Is that a decimal number only? Is the 1, 2, 3 represent decimal number? Yes. I am writing into y equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, guys. What about 0, 1, 2, 3? Is that okay? Is that a decimal number? This is octal. This is not a decimal, right? This is not a, it is valid. It will be considered as octal. But my question here is, you have to understand the context also. My question is that a decimal? No, it is octal number. It is a octal number in Java. In Java, number anything starts with a 0 will be considered as an octal, right? Now, there's a base point about this. Okay, let's start. 41 is done, 42 will do. We have seen the 4 types. So if it is decimal also, we can store in all 4 types, right? Suppose if I write a byte b equals to 100. Can I store 100 in byte? Yes. Small value, you can. Then short. If you have the little bit bigger values, suppose I have the value 500 to store, then you go for a short. And int x equals to, suppose I have 55,000 number, something you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bigger numbers, I can go for integers, right? Long will take later. So you have 4 types. I am showing here the byte and the short and integer. When to use these types, depending on the size of your value, you please select that. I like here, ask your question, which point you did not understand, please ask that. So this lab is simple. We are checking various types and taking the values and printing it. 42 is simple. Java C lab 42.java. Compiled successfully. As it is shown, right? Now, do you know the reason why you are choosing 100 for byte? That is a point you take. Why choosing byte for 100? Why we are choosing byte for 100? Why we are choosing byte type for 100, guys? I can declare all internally, right? Because smaller value I can fit into the 1 byte enough. 500, I can't store this in a 1 byte. So I need bigger 2 bytes I'm taking. Instead of taking again a 4 bytes, yeah, memory wastage we are avoiding, right? Depending on the size, we are picking it. Okay, done. Now you see this. 43. Byte B equals to 128. I think it is okay, right? Short equals to 32,768. And then int x equals to, what is the integer range? Have you remembered? 214 74 83648. 83648. Long y equals to this. You think and tell me. Decimal number system. What is there in decimal number system? Decimal number system base is 10. Okay. 10 means 10 digits allowed. I am asking two examples, whether 123 is decimal or not. 123 is decimal or not, Alakya? 123 is decimal only, right? Data type ranges, already we discussed this, Sujita. You should study and come back. Already we have a only core Java 150 hours of core Java is there. If I explain this small again and again, your only Java completion takes 1 year of time. So you should have a time at home and study the concepts and come back, right? That is, if you are able to spend the time and study, then only there is use. Otherwise, every time different guys will come with the small things, revise means 2025 will complete the course. Understand, Sujita? Come back and tell me. What happens to this program? Will it compile or not? Lab number 43, will it compile or not? What your guess? Out of range, right? It shows error. Vishnupriya telling executed. Is that executed? How it executes? Is that your answer? Fine. You should remember every point I am telling, every sentence I am telling is most important, guys. I am not just here to finish fastly something you cover, finish fatafat some course and course over, then go for interview. If you get a job, okay, I'll claim that this guy got a job because of me. If he did not get a job, no, he is a bad guy, he didn't study, that's why he didn't get a job. Everybody has to study, everybody has to get a job. If you are not studying, and I'll show you on the way, I'll see your task finishing, how you are finishing tasks. I'll see your attendance, I'll see your exams, I'll tell, if this is the case, boss, you can't get a job with me. I'll tell you the report, your progress report very shortly. Okay, now come back. So, what is the byte range, guys? Byte range is minus 128 to 127. So you can positive case, you can store up to 127 only. 128 is not in the byte range, right? If it is not in the byte range, is it in the short range? Is it in the short range? So can I store 128 in the short variable? Yes, it can be stored in the short. But I told you previously one point. I'll take to that again. Say this. Say this. Among four types, byte, short, int, long, integer is the default. Am I right? Remember this point again. Integer is the default. Integer is the default. And back to this. Keep the integer as a default point. Next, short case. What's the range of short? Minus 32,768 to 32,767. 767 is the last value. 768 I cannot store in the short, but I am storing, right? So out of range here also. And this number, also the last 7 it is 214, 7483, 647 is the last value. Beyond that, 8 means out of integer range. But I am taking all integer range. And you see here, this, what about this? Is this a long then? Is this a long? Can I store the y in long? 214748368 is out of integer range, you are telling. Then can I store in the long? It is definitely yes, right? Okay. If that is the case, in this program, we have a three errors, right? This is the error, this is the error, this is the error. Maybe this line should be okay. Let's compile this. There are many points you're going to learn in this lab. Listen carefully, guys. Compile this 43. Two errors we have. Read and tell me. See here. In the case of x integer, this is integer is longer than integer. So it is telling integer number is too large. Reasonable. Integer number is too large. That is fine. So error is giving, okay, we'll accept it. We know that. We know the reason because it is a too large for integer range, out of integer range. So too large for integer. So not okay. But I assigned this in a long, guys. I assigned this in a long. Now it should take into the long actually. But it is telling integer number is too large. It means this also considered as integer only. This also considered as, it is not considering as integer. Sorry, this is not considering as a long. This is considered as integer only. Integer only considered. It is considering both as integer, telling integer number is too large. For some time, I'll comment these two lines. Comment these two lines. Now you will get errors regarding the above two lines. Just comment and check this first. First 4 lines you write, compile, you will get 2 errors. The 2 lines where you're getting errors, I commented. Then go back and compile. See now it is giving more errors. Okay, if I comment that, I have to comment these 2 lines also because x and y are not declared, right? Now you read and tell me carefully, guys. Incompatible types started. Incompatible types, it is telling, guys. Which are incompatible, it is telling. I'm assigning 128 to byte. Okay, it is telling incompatible. Who are incompatible? Conversion from int to byte. Conversion from int to byte. Where is the integer? See, 128 is considered as integer, not as a short. Again, incompatible types. Possible lossy conversion from int to short. This 32,768 also considered as integer by default. Integer by default. So I'll do some experiments here and same I'll just do changes and do the case. Now, if I say 127, what happens, guys? If I say 127, is that okay? 127, okay, right? Can I store 127 in byte? Yes. Can I store 767 in the in short? Yes. Can I store this? This is okay, right? Can I compile this? Long we'll check later. Long we'll check later. 3 I am checking now. Compile. Give an output. See, if I give 127, now 127 considered as a byte or integer? 127 considered as a byte or int? Byte. If I say 128, what it is considering? Integer. It is next to byte is a short actually. Next to byte is the short. It is not considering short because they made int as a default. Mostly within the range. I'll write the points here you take. For example, when you first point. when you specify values in the range of minus 128 to 127, then those not when you specify, when you assign when you assign the values to byte variables. When you assign the values to byte variables in the range of minus, then those will be considered as byte only. Considered as byte only. Beyond the range, beyond the range, beyond the range, value will be considered as int. Remember this point. Is that clear? Because of that, if I give minus 127, okay, byte only. Minus 126, 120 I am giving. 125, okay. 126, okay. 127, okay. When just give 128 out of range, it is considering as integer. Now, whenever it is considered as whenever 128 considered as integer, immediately problem is there. Int is the bigger, byte is the smaller. We can't assign incompatible types, possible RC conversion, because integer bigger space, lot of value. We can't keep in a small space of byte, 1 byte. That's what error, right? So the reason for this error, is that clear, guys? Reason for this error is clear. So point number 1, I explained here. And the point number 1, I explained the reason for error. Is that clear about reason for error? 1. Next 2. 2 case, tell me. Now, when you assign the values to short variable, short, short variable in the range of minus 32,768 to 32,767, then those will be considered as short only. Short only. Beyond the range, it will consider as again integer. Beyond range, it will be considered as integer. So if we give 32,767, that is in the range, by short range. So that will be considered as a short. It will assign, this is the 32,768 is short, because in the range. So short will be, short literal, short value can be assigned to short variable. No incompatibility. These are compatible. But whenever I give this as 8, what is happening, guys? Whenever I give this as 8, what is happening? It is telling out of range. So this number is now 32,768 is considered as integer. Again, int higher to short smaller, incompatibility. We got the error on this. Understand? Next. After this, so these two we have done it. These two we have done it. Next, integer case. When I send the values to int variables in the range of, let me take this range instead of typing every time. In the range of this, then that will be considered as int. Otherwise, what is error it is giving? Otherwise, integer is too large. Integer is too large. So it is telling too large message for this case. So we understand too large. But still we have to answer one thing as this number, by default, it is considering as Integer only. Integer only. Whether is in the integer range, not in the integer range. So for this also telling as a integer is too large. And for long, how to tell? I have to tell to my compiler that, my dear compiler, please consider this as a long. This number is out of integer range. So it is telling integer is too large. Integer is too large. Why it is telling integer is too large? Compiler is considering this number as int only. That's what. This is out of int range. So too large, I can't assign. But what I am telling is, I am assigning this to the long type. So compiler has to consider this value as a long, not as int. But compiler by default considering as int. But I want to say to compiler, please, you consider this as a long only. How can I say that? You say that using L at the end of, yeah, you write L as last character. Then only it will be considered as a long value, right? So the fourth is, this is the third. You need to write L as suffix for long values. Then only it will consider as a long. Otherwise, it will consider as integer. That is out of integer range. We can't work it out. So do you understand the reasons, errors? Maybe this printing also not required here, guys. Let this to out. These are all 4 errors. 4 errors. I given a 4 lines of explanation. These notes and all you have to write down. We will discuss so many points. I'll discuss, explore here, I'll type here. These all will not come. Already we have some 700, 800 pages of booklets. But still, this many will discuss on the way. You have to write down when you're revising this. Okay? The 4 reasons are clear? Very good, guys. Next, 44. Tell me. I just given all the clues. What is the reason? What happens when I compile this program? What happens when I compile this program? What happens when I compile this program, guys? Error. So you know the reason for error. Tell me the reason for error. The number is integer too large, right? The number you are writing here is out of integer range because it is considering by default as integer only, but this is out of integer range, so it won't accept. But we have to assign to the long means you tell to compiler this is not integer, please don't consider as integer, consider this as a long. How to tell that to the compiler? Use a suffix. First let me to compile and see the error, then we'll remove the error. It is too large, right? So tell to compiler, please consider this as a long. Just write L at the end. When you write L there, now compiler happy. Compiler says, oh, I have to consider this as long value. Can I store this in a long? Yes, you can store it. Long has bigger 8 bytes. You can store. Now this program will compile, right? It will compile and run successfully, guys. Do you understand how to handle the long values now? How to handle the long values? Yes. Another program I write. 445. Instead of again declaring in the variable, I am directly printing this. You check now. What happens? You tell me. Instead of print, when I'm assigning it a variable, it is causing a problem, right? Directly, I'm trying to print this number. Directly, I'm trying to write this number. I'll write my mobile. Suppose I'm printing mobile number, guys. This is mobile number. Note down 8105815599. I'm printing mobile number. Is this in a int range? See, 58 lakhs. It is the 810 crores. 810 crores, guys. 810 crores is an integer range. So what happens then? What happens then? But I am not assigning to any variable. What it will do? I am representing integer number. I am representing integer number. Whether you assign any variable or you are trying to use. If you write integer number anywhere, that should be in the int range. And if it is not in the int range, you have to say as long. If you're not saying long, again it will consider as same point I'm stressing again and again. 45 now. See, it's telling integer range is too large. Now, how to solve the error? Always use L at the end. So when you're declaring mobile numbers in the application, what you have to do, guys? Mobile numbers has to use L. Long. Mobile number data types always you declare as a long only. 46 is the long. Okay, done. Next 47. Into A equals to 099. 99 is in the int range or not? Printing A, smallest lab. You have to answer this. Is error telling? Hari is telling error, Pavani, Srinivasdande telling is octal. So at least is that octal? Will it compile or not? Only Hari telling no, all remaining telling yes. Will that compile or not? Because, okay, if any number starts with 0, that will be considered as octal integer literal, right? We are jumped into octal integer literal. This is octal integer literal. Oh, very good, Hari. What is the base of octal, guys? Come to our next topic, decimal number system over. See this carefully, guys. Next time going to octal integer literal. Number 2, octal integer literal. Nothing but octal values. So octal base is base of octal is 8. It means what are the digits allowed? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only allowed. Can I use 8 in the octal number system? Can I use 9 in the octal number system? You can't do that. Right? And every octal number, in octal number, only 0 to 7 allowed. Important point to remember. Next is octal number must start with 0. If it starts with 0, that is considered as octal only. In that octal, only 0 to 7 only allowed. 8 is not allowed. 9 is not allowed. That's it about this. Come back to this and tell me what happens now. When you start with 0, compiler will consider this as octal. Clear? If it is octal, Do you have the digit 9 in the octal? Do you have the digit 9 in the octal? No, we don't have a digit 9 in the octal, guys. So compiler will scold you now. It has to scold. 47, ask the compiler what you done, right or wrong. Integer too large. Message same only, integer too large. Yes, according to, it means in the octal it is seeing the range. Is it in the octal range? No. It is not in the octal range, right? By keeping octal number system in the mind, the compiler telling that, oh, this is too large in the octal range, octal number system. Not okay, guys. Not allowed, guys. Done. Error message because integer number is too large. Now, 48. A equals to, octal number must start with, tell me, this is what? This is octal or binary? Tell me. 0101. This is a test for you, big test for you. I am thinking with my half mind that I declare two binary numbers. I think these two are the binary numbers. Am I right? I think these two are the binary numbers. A and B are a binary numbers. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Oh, my dear students. One zero one zero. A equals to 1010 written, guys. What is this number, please? What is this number? My dear Srinivasulu told it is binary. A is a decimal. In decimal, that's what, if 10 is there, is it decimal only? Is it binary only, Srinivas? A is a decimal, right? In decimal number system, what are allowed? Decimal number system, 0 allowed, right? 1 allowed, right? This is a decimal. You write numbers decimal. What about B? B is starting with 0. You next, whatever you want, write 0101 it is. It is an octal. If anything starts with 0, that is an octal, guys. So when I print A, what it will display? Decimal means decimal directly will show that. But B is an octal. When you say octal 101, when you're printing it, it will convert to the decimal and print it. What is the octal 101 equivalent decimal number? Was octal 101 equivalent decimal number, guys? Calculate. 8 power 0, 8 power 1, 8 power 2. 8 power 2 into 1 plus 8 power 1 into 0 plus 8 power 0 into 1. This 1 into this. 64 plus 0 plus 1, which is 65. So output, what it has to print? A is a decimal. Decimal means as it is, it shows 1010. And this octal 101 will be converted to decimal and prints. The final results always will come in the decimal only. Means the compiler is converting, right? Yes, compiler is converting, guys. So octal number 0 starts, it is an octal number. Srinivasulu, remember that. Whenever you see 101010, don't think that this is a binary. 01 is allowed in all the number systems. Am I right? 0 is allowed in all the number systems. Decimal allows 0, octal allows 0, hexadecimal allows 0, and even binary allows 0. Right? So 48 will compile and run, it prints the output. 48. Decimal as is 1010, guys. Octal is convert decimal and displaying this. Clear? Okay. What is the third one, guys? Go to third one. Hexadecimal now. Number 3. hexadecimal, integer, literal. So hexadecimal means the base is 16. 16 digits allowed. What are digits allowed? 0 to 9, 10 digits, capital A to Z. Sorry, not A to Z. What is that? A to? A to Z, no guys. A to F. A to? Not A to Z. I did a mistake. Anand, you also written A to Z. Right? 16. Right? This is 6, 8, A, B, C, D, E, F. 6. Right. And how to recognize this number is, how to recognize the number as a hexadecimal, guys? How to recognize number as hexadecimal? Starts with 0x, 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 101, 0x, ABC. Is that okay? Yes, ABC also allowed. 0x starts with 0x. Okay, do the labs now. 49. Into A equals to 0. Small x you can use. A capital X also you can use. 0x A. What it means? What is the value of this now? 0x. It will consider this as hexadecimal. A, digit A you are using. A here is now in hexadecimal. A is a digit. You refer this A as digit A. A is the 10, Sujita. A is the 10. 9, after 9, A. 10 is the digit. Yes. Now, when you're printing this, when you're using in the program, it will always use the decimal numbers, guys. Remember, it always use the decimal numbers only. For your representation, you represent anywhere. It represents in the decimal only. 10 it is showing. Who is converting these numbers? Who is converting these numbers, guys? Do you know that guy who is converting these numbers from octal to decimal, hexadecimal to decimal? Who is doing that? Any idea who is doing that? I am not doing. Who is that? Compiler. Very good. Compiler only doing. I am not doing. You are not doing. So I'll just declare two more things and you see. 0x axis can be small or capital. Here above I used small, here I am using capital. 61. 61. FACE, face allowed. FACE, I think face allowed, right? This is one number. Yeah. It converts all into decimals and shows that. This is 49. 10, 97. 61 is a 97 and 64,206. This is simple one is equivalent to decimal, that big number, guys. So hexadecimal is clear. Now the last is a binary. Fourth integer literal is binary integer literal. This is the smallest, simplest, right? Fourth is binary integer literal. This is added in Java 7, guys. Before Java 7, it is not there. This is first time. Before, only 3 are there. Octal, hexadecimal, decimal. Binary concept added. Binary integer literal concept added in Java 7 first time. Binary base 2 means only 2 digits allowed, 0, 1. Other than 0, 1, you can't do anything. Any story you write in the story, full write in 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1 only. And what is the notation, guys? What's the notation to start? 0B, 101, or even small b also you can use. Right? 0 capital B or 0 small b also allowed. Simple rules, 2 rules to remember. Go back to our lab number 50. Lab 50. Okay. Int a equals to 101. Binary 101 output is binary convert to 101, guys. 101 means this is 1, 2, 4. This is 4 into 1, 4 plus 2 into 0, 0 plus 2, 1 into 1, 1. I think this is, if I convert this to binary to decimal, it is giving us a 5. I think output 5, right? Yes, yes. That is not a binary. What is that? That is a decimal 101, 101. Decimal. Decimal means it will come as a decimal. Then how to represent binary? Binary means you have to tell to compiler. You tell to compiler, my dear compiler, I am writing a binary number. You watch this binary number. How to write a binary now? You write 0b, 0b, 0, 0b, not OB. Now this is ABB. Now 0b10 is the binary. Now it converts 101 to the binary. Now the value is, output is decimal 101, and this binary 101 converts to the decimal. Now B value is the 5. Clear? Simple? Done. 50. Output 101, 5. 101, 5. Very good. Now a test for you. Small test for you. Very simple. You calculate binary and tell me output. Binary conversion, you know, right? Binary conversion, you know. Please convert and tell me. B I can give as a small also. Here I want to ask B small. 102. 102. What is the base of this? Base of this 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. 4. 4 into 1, 4 plus 0 plus this is 1. 2 into 1 is 2. I think the output is 6. Am I right? Okay, very good, guys. Hamsita is telling 6 only. Venkata Shravani also telling 6 only. How many will accept with me output 6? I am telling output 6. How many will say I am right? I am wrong. Very good, guys. 2. 2 is not a member of binary family, right? In binary family, who are there? Who are in the binary family, guys? 1, 0. 1, 0. 1, 0 only. Only in this binary family 0, 1. 2 is an outsider. 2 is not allowed to use. You are telling it is a binary first. You started with 0b. 0b means, oh, you are writing a binary. In binary, 1 allowed, 0 allowed. 2 is an outsider in this binary family. 2 is not allowed. We can't use that. Similar to this, I shown you one. 0, 9, 9 I told. 0 when you start, oh, it will consider this is an octal. Octal family, 9 is not there, right? Octal family, 9 is not there. 9 is not allowed in the octal family. It gives error. Now one more error you see, 0x, 0x, SRI. Can I use this? In a hexadecimal family, A, B, C, D, E, F. Only 6 letters can be used as a digits. S not allowed, R not allowed, I not allowed. So that's what I clearly told you. Very clearly, I mentioned here why I mentioned these are small points. Even though small points, I want to register in your mind. See this table, guys. Here, especially I written here in decimal family, who are there? 0 to 9. I written 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The reason is you register in your mind. Octal family, who are there? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 only. 8 is not there in octal family. 9 is not there. Hexadecimal, you have 0 to 9 and A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 only. Remaining letters not allowed as digits in the hexadecimal. Binary family, only 2 and 2, 0, 0. Only 2 guys are there in that. Is that clear about all? Okay, guys. These are the foundation, fundamentals. You should be strong in the fundamentals, guys. Fundamentals are strong. Later concepts you can easily learn. You can easily learn. Base is strong. So finally, what do you say? 51 will give compile time error. That's what you want to say, right? Yes. Compiler will scold us. Go and ask. Again telling. Semicolon required. It is not understanding properly. Compiler is not understanding properly. See, it is unable to identify the problem correctly. Actually, what it has to sell, 0b is the binary, right? Means you are using 2 which is not there. It has to tell maybe you are using some digit 2 which is not allowed, right? Something like that. But it is telling I want a semicolon. See, compiler is giving a wrong direction. It means why semicolon it is telling is compiler considering this as 0b, right? 1 allowed, 0 allowed. Up to this, okay, right? Wherever you write 2, compiler can tell a message 2 not allowed. But what it is telling, up to this, okay. Wherever you have a 2, here I want a semicolon. Compiler asking, I want a semicolon expected here like that, error message giving. Overall message is not framed them. They didn't frame the message properly actually, right? Developers have written that who done this, Java team done like that. But anyway, error for us. Okay, guys, 51 done. 52, one last lab about all in one. We'll keep all in one. 52. 101 is what, guys? 101 I'll represent in all of this A, B, C, D. 101 is decimal. If I keep 0 before that, octal 101. If I keep 0x, hexadecimal. If I keep 0b, binary. Now, you tell me the output of this program. Tell me the output. Output, guys. You're calculating? Okay, do calculation. Tell me the output. Hari first answered. 101, 65, 20, 257 and 5. All coming. I think some difference KMC, somebody. Naga Trisha. 272 you have given. Cross check. Very good, guys. This is 52, right? One zero one, 65, 257, 257. Srinivas. 5. 272 you are written. 257 it is. All given correctly. Only Srinivas wrong. And Trisha also. Yeah, good. Right? So is there any optimization happening in the bytecode? How it looks? Can I see that how it looks in a bytecode? Any chance for me to see how it looks in a bytecode? Can you give me the bytecode changes? This I am compiling current bytecode. How it looks in bytecode? I want to see that. We have anyway decompiler free online. We'll go there. Lab number 52, right? We have to pick the 52 lab. Dot class file we need, remember 52, I compiled it already, right? So I'm copying the dot class file to desktop. So we can pick it easily. 52 dot class file. I copy to desktop and then go to the browser. You say Chrome update. Online decompiler Java something you type, Java decompiler online. You choose the file. Oh, already it is coming here only. Module 2, part 2, 52. Okay. Do you see that? What happened? This conversion is done already by the compiler only, guys. It's changed already. 101, 65, 275. It's using only decimals in the process. Remember it. In the processing, it will use only decimals. So in bytecode, do you have a number systems? In a bytecode, do you have this many number of number systems you are studying? JVM knows, JVM processes only one number system, that is a decimal number system. Whether JVM knows about your binary number system, means you're writing 0B, 0x, starting with 0. This is all at compiler level only. JVM don't know about octal numbers and whatever you write the representations. It is just converting. Compiler is reducing the job of JVM. Clear, guys? That's about integer literals. We've done all the integer literals and we have two more are there. We'll see that in the next session.